Hello, lovelies. My FPS has just dropped to 5, so this is starting brilliantly. Right, just give me a second. Do you like my loading screen with my little bramble tip? Oh my goodness, I need to mute Twitch. Oh my god. Do you know what? There are so many things to keep track of. Calvert, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Right. Oh, yes. I should turn my loading screen off. Okay, how's that looking? Laggy as hell. Not too terrible. Oh. Also, out of interest, how are the relative sounds? Hello, Ruffle. How noisy is a kiss? All good. Okay. I suppose I should go and run near a portcullis or something, because those are notoriously noisy since there's nothing to fight. Let's try that. Who just farted near me? Outrageous. How are... I do have a live picture of me, Myra, you're right. This is probably why I've been putting it off for so long. Nice to see you. Okay, so how are the worm sounds? How's that portcullis sound relative to my mic? Okay, but you know a body cam doesn't look at him, it just a body cam looks out. You get him in a body cam and you're just going to see his keyboard all of the time and hope he remembers to turn it off when he leaves the desk. Hit me. Hit my face. Yeah, that just goes so wrong so fast, doesn't it? Okay, so we think sounds are decent levels. Good. Let me just... You've got a lovely face too, Ruffle, but don't worry, I'm not going to make you have your face on here, unless you want your face on here when you come stream with me. I could probably set it up to get a second cam going, but yeah, we know you're there. And what do you disagree? I wasn't talking about that at all. I just said when you left your desk. You inferred. That's not my fault. What was I going to do? I've forgotten. I was going to do a thing. Right, I was testing sounds. So let's try testing an alert and tell me how's the alert sound relative to my voice? Is that ridiculously loud? Is that okay? Thanks, Myra. It's great until I invite other people in, and that's the moment that my memory goes through the roof. My computer memory goes through the roof. Wurm crashes, and then when I log back in, I am trapped in the void. It's entirely possible. I might put it in local in a bit, but I wanted to go through my whole setup and testing some things properly first without so much of an audience. A little bit low on the alerts. Okay. Let me put it up a little bit and try another one. So, what do we have it down at? If I put that up a bit, let's try. I'm so going to regret some of these. Let's try one of those.
You are waylaid by ambushes.
For anybody who ever played original Baldur's Gate. Is that better? Is that louder? Hi, Bun. I'm just playing with alerts and testing my sound levels. Wait, what do you mean you may have jumped the gun in freedom? Oh, you shit! Did you just publicise my private test stream for me, Calvert? You sod. Anyway, what was I doing? Yes, hang on. Oh my god, I can't navigate these menus now. There we go. Hopefully that was a nice audible slap this time. Whoa, and there's Ruffle. Go on, you slap him too. I'll get close. Do it. Yeah. Oh. What's he got to get back at me for, Bun? I've been so good. Did you just slap him twice, Ruffle, or are you just running different tunes over to slap him on all of them? Because you totally could do that. Just saying. Right, well, if you posted it in Freedom, I suppose I ought to post it in local, since there are actually people in local who might appear on stream unwittingly. Yeah, you see, I was worried that you'd start to like the slaps if we did it too much, particularly if I lined up too many people to do them. But I'm not going to lower myself to any of the other insulting emotes, because I do not like them at all. I don't like the sounds. No. I don't like any of it. So, Bun and Myra as our biggest sound critics when Calva and I stream together. Is all the audio clear? Does it sound well balanced? I'm going to run back through this portcullis, and it'll either burst your eardrums or it will be fine. I don't really want to go and pick a fight with something, but if something spawns in the arena, I'll go and test that, because combat sounds are also ridiculously loud in Wurm. Really? Okay. Because it's really loud for me. Okay, I can turn the Wurm capture up. Let me try that. I think because Wurm is always just so loud for me, I always have it turned down really low, and I'm worried that it's going to be super loud on stream. So if I put that up, let me try that one again. How are we doing now? That sounds so loud to me. So do you think that the mic is too soft as well, Bun? I mean, I can turn a few things up. I tend to err on the side of caution because Wurm tends to be so loud. So game sounds are good. Alert sounds, did we say alert sounds were better? I don't know, I don't remember. Let's try a different one.
Yes.
Our alert sound. I should have picked a longer one, I suppose. I don't want to blow anybody's eardrums. And the problem is as well, like my usual speaking register is quite gravelly, which is fine until I do something like shriek with laughter and then burst everybody's eardrums. So I'm wary of turning my mic up too much. You still think alerts are quiet, Ruffle? All right, let's try. Let's bump it up a little bit more. Try another one. I can keep playing with this for forever. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, you know what? I haven't got the good one there, but let me just go and see if I can. I say the good one. I had a bunch of them lined up for testing, but I've now tested the same one so many times I've lost it. So let me just let's just try emulating one of those.
Sacre bleu! Invaders!
That's my Beauty and the Beast one. How was that? You want the yes? Well, which one is the yes? Hi, Draka. I'm doing a very scary thing for me. And trying to test stream. Oh god, that podcast sounds loud. Trying to test stream for the first time, and also with a camera on me, which is horrifying. Did you hear yourself chuckle, Ruffle? Streaming is always a test. You're quite right. But it's particularly a test for me because I'm somebody who has avoided cameras for about 20 years. And I have just tentatively this year been kind of getting used to taking pictures or being in pictures again. So live streaming on cam, that's horrifying, frankly. I don't even know why I decided that I would do it this way, given that plenty of other Wurm streamers do not put their face on cam. But somehow I thought it was, I don't know, the done thing. I'm also kind of just about to get run over, sort of wandering aimlessly, and I haven't paid any attention at all to my UI. So just realised my inventory's open. My goodness, so loud. Also, that's stuck through a wall. Yeah, it is easier to connect, and to be honest, I think that's probably part of the reason that I decided if I was going to do it, I should probably do it with cam on, because communication is hard and peopling is hard, but it is less hard when I get to use more of my body language and expressions and things to convey meaning. I don't have to think quite so hard about just my words and my voice. So in a moment of bravery or stupidity, I decided to just put my face on the internet, because why not? Calvert, you just standing there. Thank you, Myra. As in my lighting is good. My camera angles are good. Do you know what? I spent ages actually playing with the position of the webcam, because I've got some cool art and things like on the wall behind me, but it was going to take up too much real estate on the screen. Oh, thank you, Myra. I'm blushing now. Maybe I'll encourage more other people to get on the camera as well. You never know. Are you complimenting yourself on my stream, Calvert? Do we need to do a little pan round? I have to say, you did look very odd without your hat on. It was I didn't recognise you. But then we've explored previously how somebody taking their hat off or their mask off on a character, changing one thing about their head, and suddenly I can't see them anymore. It's like they become invisible. They just vanish into the ether. I mean, we could film his butt, but I think, frankly, we all had enough of that last night. So let's not linger. However, I got distracted all over again because I was meant to be testing my sound levels. And you were all in disagreement. Is my mic now good relative to my worm sounds and my alert sounds? No, not several minutes of Calvert's butt, but if anybody wants several minutes of Calvert's butt, Ruffle clipped it, and is maybe somewhere for us to find, and if not, it's right there on Twitch. We can just go and look it up ourselves, and it'll be brilliant. It won't be brilliant, it'll be Your sound's not looking at my wiggles. What? Oh, okay, all sounds good. Okay. I understand the qualifier now. Yeah, it's always tricky, isn't it, Draka? Whenever we're doing sound testing on anything at all, there's always is it our sound levels? Is it somebody's got their volume turned down? It's hard to know. Wait, what do you mean you don't know how to find it, Ruffle? What, as in you clipped it and now you don't know where to find the clip? Well, we'll just have to clip it again and put it somewhere nice and easy to find. Did a zombie just shoot past me? Ah! Can you guys still hear me? Okay. That's really strange. Because I just temporarily muted myself and have unmuted myself, and I now can't hear me through my headset, but I'm glad you can. Maybe that's something in OBS that doesn't like me muting here. I should have just done it in OBS, but that'll be a lesson for next time. So how's the impalong going, Draka? I meant to be here imping today, and then I spent pretty much the whole day just, what do you mean not just you, Calvert? What, as in like you mute yourself and then you can't hear yourself anymore? I meant to be imping here all day, but instead I spent most of the day chastened by Myra's suggestion yesterday and trying to catch up on all the stuff that I intended to do to get ready to stream. And I didn't actually get half of it done. I just reached a point where I was like, you know what, it's probably close enough that I should just try. Well, I haven't got mic monitoring on, but the way my headphones are set up, I can usually hear myself through my headphones. But then Wurm also does, I don't know, Wurm in particular seems to do funny things to Windows sound for me. If I disconnect my headphones whilst Wurm is open, for example, it then doesn't pick up the Wurm sounds anymore. I have to relaunch Wurm for the headphones to pick it up again, and sometimes it affects other things like that as well. Oh, say hi to him for me. Give him a wave for me, Ruffle. Minecraft does that too. I wonder if it's anything to do with the people who coded those two games. Yeah. Let me just see if I can, if there is something that I can do in OBS to turn this back on. Or possibly. Might be G-Hub that's to blame, because Logitech also does interact weirdly with some other software sometimes. No. Oh well. I'll just have to hear myself kind of muted. So I know I've just been running around aimlessly. I saw that the void has swallowed many more people today, Draka, including me, at least once, and Calvert. I swear it was not this bad last year. Or maybe it wasn't, we just didn't hear about it, but I don't know what's going on there. I hope the GMs managed, well, I hope the devs managed to figure out what actually is happening with that. How do I... Okay, newbie streamer question here. Should I have some streaming stats anywhere? Calvert, I'm sure you would know. Streamlabs is not that different to OBS, right? Like, am I meant to be able to see sort of how many people are watching me stream, or you're using a wireless one, Bun. You know, I've been avoiding wireless things for forever. Yeah, see, you guys can see it. No, I'm trying to do everything through OBS, so I get, like, I mean, although I've got the Twitch overlay, although I've got the chat overlay on what you're seeing, I've got Stream Elements chat and notifications direct into my OBS panel because I'm using dual screens. I've just come around to a wireless keyboard, but I don't like having to charge it. I get overly anxious about it running out when I need it. I have a wireless mouse though, but in fairness, I'm not usually a mouse user because I'm usually a laptop gamer. So a desk setup is kind of new and unusual for me. I haven't had one in since about 20 years ago. Wireless keyboards need charging, Ruffle. Yes. Tracker, you think it's just it's just blood for the blood gods, skulls for the skull throne. Just you've got wireless keyboards that have never needed charging. Is that because they're using like batteries that just last for forever? I mean, mine are all USB chargeable. Because pretty much everything is USB chargeable these days, but God, it's really weird not hearing myself. Can I? Maybe I can do it there. Oh, I'm gonna hate it if I turn monitoring on. Actually, that's terrible. I'm hearing myself on like a fraction of a second's delay. Nope. Let's turn that back off. Ugh. Ugh. Do not like. Oh my goodness. Woohoo, lucky me. What the hell do I do with those things? How does one do anything exciting with those? Let's have a look-see. Oh my god, where do we go? How do we kill it? I didn't rehearse for this. Oh, mine's a Logitech keyboard. I am calm. I was being, faux panicked. But I genuinely don't actually know where and how I do anything with those. Do I do it natively in Twitch? Do I do it in Stream Elements? How does one do this? Feels like there should be some nifty setting, settings somewhere.
Yes.
Thanks, Tracker. No, well, you know what? That's what live testing is for. Guess I'm just gonna have to figure it out. So I can't do it in alerts. Users. Oh, I see. Okay. That's I'm just finally getting to actually explore all these panels that you can't explore until you go live. All of my docs and things. But it feels like what's shield mode? That's exciting. Show mod icons. Maybe that's what I need. Aha! I think I've just made myself a mod on my own Twitch stream. Well done, me. It only took me... How long ago was that posted? However long ago? There we go. Hopefully. That's now showing as banned. Oh, that's weird. Is it showing the messages deleted as well? Or make someone I mean, I could make someone a moderator, but that seems to be putting work on other people, which just does not seem terribly fair. Says deleted by moderator. Well, good. I got there in the end. I suppose I could investigate how to make people moderators. And then you can go mad with power. So anyway, I suppose I should actually do something other than just kind of spin around. Although I have probably mostly tested most of the things I came to test. What have we not tried? I tell you what. I'm just gonna switch to some of my not gameplay screens and see if they're all working as they should be. So my mic will be on for some of them and not for others, and that's intended, assuming it all works. I've got exciting 3-week-old news, maybe 4-week-old news now, from the last time that I thought I might nearly be ready to stream, and then didn't. So, can you hear me okay on this one? So current, so current. Are you still hearing, out of interest, are you still hearing any worm sounds in the background? You shouldn't be. But there was some tweaking I had to do earlier with which audio inputs are global and which ones aren't. Excellent, good. But you should still be able to hear any one of these. So hopefully those will still show. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. I've got a... I should have saved that for the end, shouldn't I? That's my cooldown screen. Okay. Those all seem to those all seem to be working. I've also got just you know, in the rare event that something goes horribly wrong and my game capture stops working, for example, theoretically I've got a fun little I've got a fun little whoops, something's not working there, which hopefully should come in if my worm ever crashes and burns, which, you know, it does sometimes. What else have we got? We had our loading screen at the beginning with my lovely tips. What else have I got? I buried a whole load of stuff in here. This is what I was doing when I was like, let's make some really useful assets in order to avoid having to actually start doing any of the hard work of going live and testing stuff. Oh, I tell you what, I made some fun things for when some of you come and stream with me. So here we have Adventuring with Ruffle. Very cute. And then we've got an Adventuring with Bun. This is why I came and took portrait pictures of you all. So I was like, yes, make some assets. And then we've got one with Calvert, of course. And I can't do fun and exciting things with channel points because you have to be an affiliate for that. So I don't have any, you know, fun and exciting emotes for now. I've just got fun and exciting assets instead. But that's okay. If I ever get to a point where, I don't know, I'm allowed to have channel points, I'm going to go mad with power and all kinds of sound effects. But not quite as mad as Calvert goes with his. For affiliate, it's not that bad. I think it's about having. I mean, I think the bar is set quite low. You just have to have people watching your streams. You have to have streamed a certain number of times. I think it's like 7 times or 10 times or something over the course of a certain period, and have to have had an average of, I don't know, like three or 5 people watching during that time. So it's not terribly difficult to get, but it does require you to just put in a bit of time and be doing some regular streams before you get it. So no yodeling, and you know what? There's never going to be yodeling on here. We'll keep that as a special feature of Calvert streams. Yes, and you need a certain amount of followers. So yeah, there's a follower count, there's an average viewer count, and there's a how many times you've streamed and how many hours you have streamed in that time. But I know that it didn't look ridiculous. It takes people a little time to get there, and then I think that unlocks things like channel points, so you can do fun stuff. But there's plenty of fun stuff I can do without it, so it's fine. It's fine. What was I doing? Oh yes, I was looking at exciting things I've got hidden in places. I think I've also got one in case I freak out and turn my own webcam off. Maybe. Have I got a? Yeah, I have. Well, I mean, at the rate that Calvert and I do treasure maps, Bun, you and I might finish all of those ones that you got for release before Calvert and I finish the, I don't know, dozen or so that have been sat in his cart that we've got to do. But you never know. I'm always up for treasure hunting. I quite like treasure hunting. Just take a little bit more prep, but it's good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and assume that anybody who is actually watching this is probably here at the Impalong. I think we're pretty safe. Ah, that's how I see who's in chat. Super. They don't decay, Bun. I kept being worried that they would, but they don't, so I use them as decoration everywhere. They don't seem to be taking damage in carts. I mean, they probably do take damage if they're off deed, but on deed, in carts, on tables, on shelves, I use the maps and the bottles and the crate things. Oh my god, what are they called? The big shiny boxes that you unearth. Yeah, they're all safe. When they first came out, I really liked the graphics, and whenever there's a nice shiny new thing that I might be able to use as decoration, I leave a test one somewhere and keep an eye on it for a while. And I did that with all 3 iterations of treasure maps in all 3 forms, and they've all been absolutely fine. And now I've got them literally casket. Thank you, Ruffle. So now I've got them literally just liberally scattered as decoration all over my deed. I've got extra maps on my cartography table, looking like cartography maps. I use them everywhere. They're actually really good deco, and the bottles look like little poison bottles, so of course I've got those scattered around the kitchen just to look a bit threatening. Yeah, they're all safe as long as they're on deed. They're not taking any damage at all. I haven't tested them off deed because there's no particular need for me to. Oh, we've got a GM in local. Is she pulling people out of the void, or is she here to cause mischief? I suppose we'll find out. Where's it? What? Why are there snowflakes? Oh, because I'm standing in a snowman. That makes a lot of sense. I just suddenly saw those little snowflake graphics, and I was like, oh, that's lovely. Yeah, it's because I'm standing in the snowman. Clearly this is a festive place to stand. Yeah, in fairness, every time I've been pulled out of the void, so far, every time, I think like 2 or 3 times I've been pulled out of the void in the past couple of days, and every time a GM has been there within a couple of minutes, and they've been pulling out 2 or 3 other people at the same time, so either I've just been really lucky with my timing, or they're just kind of doing it constantly at the moment. Poor GMs. Do you know what? I have never seen Frozen. Sorry. Like, I know how that line goes. Have I? Wait, no. Have I seen Frozen? Somebody might have made me watch Frozen at some point. Well, you know what? Everybody else our age who has kids has seen Frozen to death. But I don't have kids. So I got away with it. Well done, Ruffle. Do you know what? I think actually I have been subjected to it once, and it was all right. It was all right. I kind of sort of remember bits of it, so I must have seen it. But if you catch me singing anything on stream, it's not going to be that, I'm afraid. Meet the Feebles. What? Meet the. What is Meet the Feebles? What is this? Does anybody else know what he's talking about? What's with this random horse? And spider. Is that a Lunalong wetter from last year? Pretty sure we had those spawned last year. Muppets on steroids. Well, that'll be why then. Anything vaguely Muppet-like, I did not go near. Ooh, FPS down to 1 briefly. Yikes. Did anybody manage to complete your maze, Draka? I saw that it had opened earlier when I was sort of semi-AFK. Just doing some prep stuff. I'm definitely not going to go and try it right now, because that would go so badly. But I will try it when I'm not streaming at some point. Frankly, I'm amazed that Wurm has not crashed on me yet, because when I was doing my early testing with OBS, my computer really didn't like me having OBS capture Wurm as it opened. So if I didn't turn them all on in the right order, it would just freak out and keep like crashing Wurm on me. But fingers crossed it hasn't done it so far. So might be tempting fate now. Then again. I suspect it was probably because I made the foolish decision to move. Actually, while I was standing still, it was all right. But as soon as I started, I don't know, let me just try doing a run through the impalong building. See, it starts to judder as I get close. See, Astarte's of the opinion that there's a particular tile that's bugged. Not sure I agree, because I have been sucked into the void in 2 or 3 different places. But I think those carpets right there, I consider those great big warning signs, because I was on one of those when I went the first time. How are we doing? FPS down to 30. It's not too terrible. It's being a bit stuttery though, and presumably for you guys as well. I mean, if we try upstairs, yeah, look at that. That's being quite juddery. And I suppose one of the downsides of hello, yups. One of the downsides of doing stream testing at an impalong is it's kind of a trial by fire. I mean, on the one hand, I guess it's testing how well Wurm can manage with how many we got 63 people in local and an awful lot of stuff nearby, so that's a good thing. But it's not going to tell me much about the performance under more normal circumstances. Although I suppose I could just run up to the top and see. Hello, yups. Doing a lurk. Oh, I see you, Calvert. Where are you going? You oh dear. Look at me. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't drunk anything. I think I may not have even filled up my water skins. How bad of me. Yeah, definitely faster than me. You know why, though? That's because I'm carrying a second set of armor, and somewhere here, a shitload of books. Where was it? Yeah, there we go. What have we got? We got Buns, Puns for Frolics and Fun. We've got Death Tab for Charcuterie. Toss a coin to your bartender. Although I've not seen Red around. I usually bring that one to anywhere that Red's going to be around. Tink it up a little bit while he's there. Drive-by slapping, I know. I'm so practiced at it now. It's one of my favourite tricks. I only get really disappointed when I overshoot, because it's never as clever to have to turn around and walk back. I probably should have drunk something before I came up here as well. But my FPS does look a lot more stable up here. I haven't got Esri on to refresh me. Have I actually got any water? I have a horrible suspicion that maybe I don't. I could drink booze. Don't think that would help somehow. My measuring jug's empty. What about my imping jug? How low can I go? Oh, no, my imping jug is empty as well. I probably tipped them all out to try and make me run faster. You never know. Oh! Oh! Is that what I think it is, Bun? Has it returned? To be honest, I could just go and eat a bloody pizza. I was mostly just coming up here to see if my FPS recovered and if it was less juddery. It looks less juddery for me on Wurm. Is it looking better for you lot as well? Like if I scan around, are you getting any kind of screen tearing now? Because it looked like you were getting quite a bit before. I'd go running, except I am completely out of stamina because I'm a twit. Nice. There's your sword, Calvert. seen Spacey's impalong hints. Always screenshot everything that you bring to an impalong. See, I'm old school. I write them down by hand on a little list and then tick them off when I get them back. Not that I've brought anything to this impalong to actually be imped. Yet. Yeah, Ruffle, could you come and refresh me? Because otherwise I think it's probably going to take me 10 minutes just to get back down to the water. Because I'm a nana. Please and thank you. Love you. But yeah, it looks much more stable here. Oh, look at the sky. And the rain. Now just give me storms and I will be happy for forever. So lovely. So lovely. Well done, Wurm devs. What is? My knight in shining armour, literally on a shiny silver horse. Yay! Thank you. Save me from myself.
Hello.
You're so good to me.
Mwah.
Now I can, well, okay, jog, not run. Jog, not run my way back down. Oh yes, because I was looking at my books, wasn't I? What's Crim got in her pockets is... Does Foe really love you, though? Spoiler. Yes, he does. Goldie's Pants Optional Parade, which I see Spacey's taken up the charge of this time. We haven't yet had a massacre in the Priest Pit, though, unless you count all the people being thrown into the void. Which doesn't really feel like a massacre, but... Have you had any bodies yet, Draka? Did anybody... Did anybody not survive the arena last night? There were an awful lot of champ trolls in there. But we did seem to have it mostly under control. Oh, I've got a death tab, though. Not from the impalong. What else have we got? Seri size among the book stacks. Suppose I should prepare some of these babies and get back to imping them. Calvert's famous last words, of course. And I'm carrying a bunch of blank books in case I wanted to name any new ones, as is tradition. Pretty much every event I get a couple more. They keep living, Draka. Just gonna have to try harder. Maybe you just need to remote lock some gates from time to time. Don't do that. It'll be me that you remote lock them on. I immediately regretted that as soon as I said it. How's my papyrus making? Not brilliant. Do you know what? My skills generally aren't brilliant. I am not a grinder by any stretch. What does papyrus making come under? Is it a nature one? Yes, 60. It's up to 60. But again, I've not really been deliberately grinding it. I just kind of slowly chip away at it when I'm sitting around with, like, just chilling at impalongs without my sleep bonus going, so I can do it at a more leisurely pace. See you later, Calvert. Happy taxiing. Thank you. I just feel a little bit less scary. Now I've actually done it, and I have been putting it off for, like, I don't know, months, since whenever it was that I first said, yeah, I'll do that, maybe. Possibly. Perhaps. I don't think I'm going to be doing it for that much longer anyway, really. I just wanted to try a bunch of stuff out, see how it worked. I know. Do you know what? I am brave. I am brave, though, but I am brave because I hate being on camera. I hate seeing myself on camera. I used to, as recently as a year ago, and still occasionally do, have full-blown panic attacks when I see myself on film. So this is a big, brave step for me. Possibly somewhat cushioned by the fact that I've now had to get used to hearing myself on stream for months, which has softened the blow a little bit. You know, if I had to both hear myself and see myself all at once from scratch, maybe that would have been harder, but Just getting distracted by people discording me. Thank you, Draka. I mean, Draka, you've been streaming for a while now, right? Was your first stream that scary? It shouldn't be, right? Because you stream with a cam as well, right? You're one of the brave ones. I haven't yet had what I imagine is probably going to be a semi-regular feature if I do pluck up the courage to keep streaming, which is one of my 3 cats just appearing, because my desk is rather small. There's not a whole lot of space, and they don't have an easy route up to it, which means they just kind of catapult themselves, no pun intended, right onto my keyboard, and then a bunch of things close and open, and I type bollocks into the chat, and then they just clatter about, ruining everything, basically. Oh, you're going to move to a green screen. Nice. That's because I've been a laptop user for forever. I usually game on the couch, which is really nice and comfy, and I can have my legs up, and it's wonderful. But when I started streaming with Calvert, I started to see the wisdom of having a second screen, so that I didn't have to be watching chat on my phone, which was tiny. And I needed one for work as well, because I started a new job in the summer, and a second screen was really helpful for that. So I finally just kind of swallowed my pride and stubbornness and said, well, if I'm going to get myself a desk space, maybe I could set myself up a little gaming nook. So I commandeered a corner of my lounge, which was blissfully quite kind of blank, with just kind of like a bit of art on the walls behind me. I've got some like displays and things up there, which you probably can't see terribly well. See them a little bit. But I've got a blank canvas here, which is actually what the webcam mostly sees, that I could decorate. Seems like a good excuse to buy more displays. Yes, but our house, in fairness, is full of secret lab chairs because we both work and we don't have kids, and therefore we have a little bit of money to spare, and both of us have back problems, so actually being comfortable is important. The first secret lab chair I bought wasn't for gaming at all, it was for doing art, because I did have a desk when I was teaching myself watercolours and pastels, and pencil drawing, and everything else. So there are now 3 secret labs chairs in this house, but this one is a brand new one. This is a new Titan, which is even bigger than the old Titans, so it is actually bigger than me. Like, my head goes up to there. But on the other hand, that means it's big enough that I can actually cross my legs in it, which is brilliant, because I don't like having my legs down. I'm somebody who is sat perpetually on a tilt, like with my hips on a tilt and my legs tucked up, like to one side of me. Very uncomfortable if I have to sit with my legs straight down in front of me. So if I was going to move to a desk, then a big comfy chair was going to be kind of a necessity. And I do like my gadgetry. Like, I have a Remarkable 2, which you would have to pry out for my cold dead hands, because you know those memes about people with ADHD and like, this is going to be the organization system that changes everything for me, ad infinitum. All that one actually is the organization system, which kind of changed everything for me. Yeah, Draka. You know what? I started. I can't remember who I was talking to about it recently, but I was talking about the weird many positions that I sit. And you can call it ADHD sitting, you can call it bisexual sitting, you can call it what you like, but at any given moment, I've usually got like one leg up here, one leg over there maybe, or one leg tucked up underneath me, and like there's some really weird things I do with my legs when I'm sitting that I don't even particularly notice, but it just... This notebook did fix my life though, Ruffle. You know why it fixed my life? Because, and with the same caveat that I give to everybody who's like, oh, that looks really cool, and I'm like, it is really cool, but it's also ridiculously expensive for just a digital notebook, but it does feel like drawing on paper, and the best thing of all is I can select notes, I can outline however much I want, and I can pick it up and I can move it, which means I can then insert more notes, and I don't have to write them super teeny tiny in the margins. and I can just move them to an entirely different page. I can pick up and reorder pages. Oh, it's just, I love it. I love it. I would beat somebody to death who tried to take that thing back off me, because it's the only way I managed to organise myself at all, really. So how is the Kindle Scribe? I've never actually tried that one or seen anybody who owns one, but I know that there are some other alternatives around like that one, and I mean, people have been using tablets for it for a while, but tablets don't have the kind of the textured feel which I really liked about this one. I mean, I was a Filofax user long past the 80s, when Filofaxes stopped being cool and then started to kind of come back and be, okay, not quite cool, but acceptable. But they're so big and bulky to carry around, and then you've got to manually move all your stuff, and... Ooh, exciting. What just happened? What just happened? Hi, Rega. I'm test streaming and actually not really Wurm gaming, and just nattering about my stuff, having tested all of the sounds. It's good to see you. I've forgotten what I was saying now. Yes. Do you like my custom sound alerts? Do you know what? I was like, I should do my own sound alerts. And I was thinking at the time as well, like, well, some of these, if I don't use them for alerts, I could use them for channel points or something like that. So I intended to just record like a dozen, and then maybe pick a few for my stream alerts, and have a few spare. And by the time I was finished recording them, I had about 200, which I've now whittled down. I have now whittled them down. But this is what happens when you get somebody who has spent most of their life in theatre coming onto stream, because that stuff was second nature, and I was just like, here's all the things that I could do. Oh, yeah. It doesn't cost quite as much as my Secret Labs chair, but they cost a lot, even over here. And I don't know how that scales into other things, but they are ridiculously expensive for what they are. And the only reason I was persuaded to get one is because my brother, who loves throwing money at tech gadgets, asked me to help him buy one, which I did. And while I was getting him one, I was like, they'll let you try it for 30 days and then send it back, like, no quibbles. I could just try one. I could just try one and see. I can afford to try it. I can't afford to buy it. I could afford to buy it, but I didn't want to buy it. And so I made the fatal error of ordering one to just have a play with. And I think it took like less than a week for me to be like, no, this is going nowhere. This is mine. I use it for everything. I use it like I track Wurm stuff in here. I mean, I also have Wurm spreadsheets because I love spreadsheets. But like, I track gaming stuff in here. I've got crafting stuff in here. I've got knitting patterns, sewing patterns in here. I've got all of my work stuff in here in separate notebooks for everything. It's just, it's wonderful. So many hobby things. I've got a folklore index in here. I load PDFs in here. In fact, I've got PDFs of all the Wurm maps in here that I have hand-scrawled notes on and annotated, because I am quite that much of a nerd. Several notes for several different kinds of games that I play, all kinds of life admin. Is just everything. Everything is in here, which is probably also, in a way, a bit foolish of me, because if I ever lose it... However, I grasshoppered away. What was I looking at? Oh, sounds. So I got my list of recorded sounds down to, oh no, evidently I must have recorded about 300 or 400, because I'm down to 243 potential sound clips that I could use for things. Whoops. This is why it's taken me so long to start streaming, guys. Because I'm like, I'm just going to do this one little thing. That would be really cool. And then I spend a day really overdoing that one thing. Yes, it's a Titan 2 bun. We've got a couple of the original Titans, and this one I'm pretty sure is a Titan 2. And it's also the biggest version of the Titan 2, which is why it's bigger than me, because it's then got quite a nice wide seat, so that I can sit cross-legged in it. yeah, it's a big one. But I kind of love them. And actually, they've been really, really good. Like the couple of the ones that we already had. I think the arm needed replacing on one of them. Like the lever wasn't working properly or whatever. It was already out of warranty. But we just contacted them and we were like, this thing is broken. You're not even making this version of the chair anymore. We can't seem to get a replacement part anywhere. We know it's out of warranty. And they were like, nah, we'll just send you a new one. That's pretty good service. I can't argue with that. So look at that cappy wagon. So ridiculous. I've got shoes just like that I bought earlier this week. And then I wore out to a Christmas party. I wore a slinky little black dress and I wore ridiculous tie-dye plimsolls. Because there's no way I'm going anywhere in heels anymore. But yeah, so that was a very, very long way round of saying I had fun making my sound alerts. I don't know how many of them will ever actually get triggered. But it was fun to play with. Who's just imp me? Imp me. What quality? You're already at quality 70. Clearly that one has already been imped. Or maybe you just wants imping higher. It is damaged though. Got some fancy, fancy horses there as well. Well done on the carpentry, Myra. Wait. Okay. It's just yup slapping people. That's allowed. As long as nobody comes and slaps me or does what Bun did yesterday and farts in my direction. I'm glaring in the wrong direction. But, yeah. Right. You know what? This will probably do. How long have I been going for? You see, I don't have that data either. I'm sure somewhere it'll tell me how long I've been streaming for. You guys probably know better than me. I suppose these are some of those things that I should maybe have gleaned. How to find out earlier, but buggered if I know. But yeah, I think I've probably thoroughly tested now, maybe. Maybe. Thoroughly tested all the things that I couldn't test when I wasn't live and now have a list of things that I need to go and look into, like how to add moderators and do I need auto moderators, because I kind of hate those things, but you know, maybe they're useful. What is it you're trying to find out on the Secret Labs page? Fun? An hour? Wow. Well, there you go. What is a Titan 2? What do you mean, what is it? It's just the design of the chair. It has a bunch of extra features and things. Actually, you know what? This might be a Titan Evo instead of a Titan 2, and the differences between them were not huge. I think this might be a Titan Evo, and they're the same. It's basically the same sort of size and fabric and everything else, but the Evo doesn't have a bunch of moving parts for lumbar support in the back. And there's a couple of other like extra jammy features that it doesn't have that I never used on our previous chairs either. So I think you might have nailed it. I think this actually might be an Evo when we were looking at buying a Titan 2. I'll see if I can find out for you later and confirm. But that sounds about right, to be honest. No. The Remarkable is less expensive than the chair, but not by very much. When I bought my Remarkable, it was when the Remarkable 2 was just being released. The price has gone up since then. So I think in English pounds, the Remarkable is currently sitting somewhere between like 300 and 400, with the cover and the stylus. I mean, this is an eraser stylus, but actually you don't want one of these if you're ever buying one. You don't want to use the eraser function on them. You just want to pick up text and pluck it off the page. That way it works better. And I think the Secret Labs chairs are somewhere in the region of 500. give or take 50, like 450 to 550, something like that. So the Remarkable is sort of maybe 3/4 the cost of the chair, maybe a little bit more. But they are both in the hundreds, and that is a lot for a digital notebook. What are you looking at, Ruffle? Is that for the chair or is that for the Remarkable? But yeah, they're a lot. They're absolutely kind of tricky toys. Does that also affect you with things like Wurm premium pricing? Because I know there's always talk whenever the Black Friday stuff comes around of premium pricing. I see. Yes, because they've just released a new one, Ruffle. I wonder if that means they've now dropped the price of the Remarkable 2. I don't know what they've done with the Pro that's particularly different, but my Remarkable 2 is still going strong. I don't feel any particular urge to upgrade it. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I think when I bought my Remarkable, it was probably just shy of 300. My Remarkable 2, I mean, and it went up since then, but it may have come back down now that they've just released whatever the next gen one is. I did I did what Ruffle did, and I did my kind of, happy spend all of your money on Wurmmas kind of premiumed up Grim, premiumed up Eshri. I actually premiumed up a second priest for the year this year, which I have not done before. And it's almost entirely down to portals, because I just wanted to be able to portal ping, which seems like a kind of a foolish reason to premium up for the year. But on the other hand, my deed is about as far from our portal as you can get, and it doesn't take that long to get there. But we still have light breezes, and I resent light breezes, so I premiumed up an extra toon. It's your Christmas present. Yeah, I premiumed up 3 toons. I bought a load of stuff from the silver shop because they put ducks in it, and I love ducks. And squirrels. And some extra skins. And a whole load of gift boxes. Do you know what? I really wish that they had done some other things as those packs, because like the gift box packs of 5, I know we've said this before, like we've said it on stream, we've said it on the forums, when they release things like that chair or some of the lamp skins, I really wish they'd done those in sets, because most people don't want just one of those, you want a set. And so I'm pleased in a way that they have introduced the idea of sets for a given price. I'm just kind of disappointed that they did it at the same time as releasing a new skin for that chandelier, which seems massively expensive for one lamp skin. Yeah, I don't usually buy silvers because Little Venice usually keeps me afloat and the wildlife park afloat. Because Brambleheim, the wildlife park, is now something like 80% of the space in Brambleheim, which is my main deed, and it has just, with a Wurm trader, hit the 10 silver a month mark, which is a lovely round figure, and I'm so loath to go over it, more on principle because it's such a nice round figure. But my deed ratio is still very dangerous, and I've got 2 cats in my boat and a wolf back at Ruffles, and I haven't even finished caring for all of the things that I brought back from your impolite, so my deed's going to have to expand again. I just have to expand again. I know, I think a lot of people bought a lot of skins this year. And some of the figurines and things from the shop. I know, deed ratio makes me sad as well, Ruffle. It's a constant battle. I actually now have more space than I need on Brambleheim. And then I have to kind of fence off that space, because otherwise my deed ratio gets eaten up by all of the bears and rats and things that spawn just up the hill. And I swear they're affected by gravity. They all spawn up the hill and they all just come rolling down towards the coast. So every couple of days I have to go clearing out swathes of rats and bears mostly. Sometimes spiders and trolls as well from Brambleheim. And I try and do the right thing when there's a non-aggressive mobs that wander onto deed as well, and I collect them all up and then I run them all away. But if I run them up the hill, I swear gravity just rolls them slowly back down again towards the deed. I need to start running them like north-south, like in a different direction, clearly, because just running them all the way up to the top of the hill is just not doing it. I've never tested with Spirit Templars, but I wouldn't dare. I know that there are some ways that you can make it work, but given that you have to generally have things on your deed to brand them, it would just be all kinds of messy and horrible. I was really anxious when I started doing that wildlife park, actually, about the guard tower that I have on deed that was in range of some of the pens, and had to do some quite careful testing. Yes, the trouble is my deed is nowhere near start, and there are not that many new players that come to the Southern Freedom Isles, and when they do, they don't tend to come to release. I think they do sometimes, but I'm about as far from the start town, not quite as far from start town as you can get, but I'm certainly not easy to happen upon if you're a new player. You probably only come out to my peninsula if you either get a horse early on and go really exploring, or if you get a boat. Sometimes we get people resettling from other servers who come and settle on our peninsula, but I picked it in a way because it was so remote, and it's got a few very long-term established deeds. Robbie's there as well. In fact, I think most of the peninsula is now our alliance. There's a couple of deeds there that aren't. We've got Willow on that peninsula as well, and Earl and Lady Tetton and a couple of others. But what's now a lot more than a chair? Is that the buying process for the remarkable? Oh, okay. Yeah. I can believe that's expensive bun. But in fairness, you don't tend to struggle for passives on release anymore. There was a time when I think all of the small servers were struggling for them, because all the small servers undoubtedly had some breeders with a lot of creatures on there, and that was messing up everything. But we get wild bison spawns, horse spawns, pretty much all the passives now fairly reliably on release. And there was a couple of years where we weren't really getting those, and you couldn't find a wild horse for love nor money. Bison would just nowhere but Xanadu for a while. I don't know that I'm really selling it, Ruffle. I've been like, I love these things, but they're ridiculously expensive. I don't recommend you get them. I'm not sure that's going to earn me any kudos. But I do like my stuffs. Maybe. I mean, have you got quite a lot of horse breeders on Delhi? Like, I've got a little horse thing on there, but there's like maybe 20 horses on it. Is certainly by no means massive. And I think, I mean, the days of there being many horse breeders, at least on release and a lot of the other servers that I was active on, are kind of gone. I think since they did the animal husbandry overhaul, it actually made, for a lot of people, breeding a lot less fun. And I think a lot of the old school breeders got quite frustrated with their inability to continue to produce reliable stock. But where people had a lot of things cared for, I guess not everybody goes culling. So it's actually not that uncommon to find just abandoned horses out in the wild that are cared for. You often find them around sort of server borders and things, and I kind of wonder how much that adds to the problem as well. But I guess that the animal husbandry update also brought in a bunch of new people excited by things like the rare traits, and because it takes so much more now to get consistently good breeds, I guess the people who are breeding stuff have to have larger stock than they used to, whereas once you got your 5 speeds, if that's what you were breeding before, you could actually have quite a small breeding pool and just reliably keep producing them for a horse market. Not so now. Xanadu evidently isn't struggling for wild horses. I mean, I don't think release is drowning in them, but I definitely do see them about. Yeah, Ruffle keeps coming home with more mules from your market, so... Yeah, you know what? And I mean, I used to breed horses, like, again, not on a massive scale, but just enough to have something in the market. And I still kind of do, but I think I was the first person in game to breed a 4-speed champ horse, but I didn't put it on the market and I didn't really advertise it, but I bred one really very quickly in a rare colour as well. And I was like, yay, so chuffed, maybe this won't be so terrible. And then it took me months to breed another one to breed it with. So mostly what I've got on my deli deed is 2 or 3 sets of draft horses to breed, and 2 or 3 sets of hardened and champion horses to breed. But I just kind of, I don't know, lost my yen to do it. I've got breeding projects I want to do, and horses are quite far down the list. I keep meaning to. Oh, hello. That's exciting. Not a GM. I keep meaning to get back to breeding hardened wild cats and champ wild cats to try and get me a permatame one. And I've got on other servers things that will hopefully interfere with other people's breeding projects less, like an almost full set of holy seals, holy sheep, holy cows. I've only got half a set of holy cows actually because they were less exciting because they're never going to change size. Bring the syringes. You just I mean, with something that size, I'm not sure a syringe would do it. You kind of want to get one of those taps that you put into a tree and just 556. Yeah, so I mean, and Ruffle said that the new Remarkable was about 600. I don't know if you were looking at the Pro or the Remarkable 2. That seems high for the Remarkable 2, but a bit low for the Pro. Yeah, it annoys me that the folio cover costs as much as it does, because I mean it's good, but it does not take that much to make it. There is not a good alternative on there, and they know it. So that is very much just bleeding you for a premium product because you've already invested in the most expensive bit. Have we got other people being transformed? Because I'm fairly sure you can't just yellow potion yourself into one of those. It's pretty good looking though, isn't it? You really want a pig called Bacon? I've let me look at my spreadsheet. I've definitely got a Kevin Bacon. I've got a Spam. I don't think I've got spares of any of the pigs now though, because I think the last time pigs were spawned at an impalong was too long ago, because they usually, for the passives, try and take at least one spare back of each and put them free in Little Venice for anybody who doesn't go to impalongs or just isn't able to collect them for whatever reason. I try and bring back one of each of the passives as a spare, but I think there's probably not a whole lot of people collecting them. What was I going to look at? See what's in my pig collection. I've got 13 Wurm spreadsheets. 4 of them are recipe spreadsheets though, in fairness, that I just have not yet properly amalgamated, so that's not quite so bad, right? And one of them is a very, very redundant spreadsheet from a whole long time ago, which I should probably get rid of. What was I looking for? Caring logs. What have we got in Piggy Pig Pigs? I've got charts for every server that I've got creatures on as well. I was breeding helis for a while as well. I kind of forgot about that. But again, it's more work than it was really worth for me in the end. Pigs, 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 pigs. I've got an Albert Einswine, a Crispy Bacon, a Kevin Bacon, a Ham Solo. It's a good thing I like puns. Um, I've got a Lunar slow roast, which must have been from the Lunalong last year. A piglet, a spam, a spooky. I think the spooky was spawned for me by a GM who came to deal with a glitch that happened at the wildlife park where I lost a couple of animals that I shouldn't have lost. And a 3 French hens, weirdly. And I'm sure that there's a couple of others that I haven't yet added to the sheet because they're not cared for. But yeah, ham solo. It's quite a good one. It's quite a good one. Pigs are kind of a pain in the arse though, right? They don't produce anything. They just eat everything. They are constantly hungry. They're like chickens. Chickens are so hungry all the time. God, I wish there was an easier way to keep chickens because I love them. I love chooks. I've got chooks on like 3 different deeds. I collect all the chooks, all the named chooks that I can when I see them. But they are so vulnerable. You've got like, they fall over at aged. They won't graze. They starve really easily. Yeah, they just eat everything. And what's worse is they eat more in chicken coops than they do when they're loose, which seems mad because I did try keeping mine in chicken coops for a while, and they go through even more food there than they do just roaming free with the pet bowl. And I generally like my animals roaming free within a defined space because they look nicer like that. But I tried the chicken coop approach to reducing the burden of keeping chooks, and it does not work at all. Like, at all. Pet bowls. I've got like what used to be the stables at. Ooh, hello, who's that? What used to be the stables at Brambleheim before Brambleheim expanded massively and way outgrew the tiny little stables on my main deed, is now where the chickens live, and there's a few pens there where things like kitty cats that come back from impalongs go temporarily till I can care for them. So the chickens will just roam loose in the stables eating out of pet bowls, but they still eat me out of house and home. 400 tomatoes. How many have you got? I tend to drop sort of 20 or 30 in a bowl, and I've got 3 zones that have got chickens in. I've got holy chickens in one space. I've got named chickens in 2 other spaces. And I tend to feed them like 20 or 30 things at a time, and they will eat that in half a day or less. If I'm really close by, they'll go through it in a couple of hours. But that's why I have so many deeds with creatures in off server, because even though it's kind of a pain in the ass to go and breed any of them, I put deeds in remote places so that the animals on them wouldn't be activated to eat quite as often for things like the aggressive mobs. Which is super in theory when you go and build yourself, a nice deed on a remote, steep mountain with no land nearby, and you think you're safe. Nobody's going to go and plonk a deed in your local, and then somebody dirt drops an island right outside it. All my holy pheasants. And half of my holy seals. I was so sad. And that's why I left Celebration. But yeah. Yeah, you see, maybe you need to move your chickens further away. But then you don't get to look at them, and they're so nice to look at. Especially if you get the champ ones. So good. So good. Right. I said something like, I don't know, half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, that I was going to wrap up. I suppose I probably should do that, because I think I've tested all the things, and I'm now just getting distracted talking about chooks. Yes, huge cocks. Beautiful big cocks. In fact, I've got those on one of my screens, haven't I? Which one did I have it on? Was it the loading screen that I made myself? I think it was. There we go. That is the magnificent beast. And Queenie. Not at their biggest, because they are both venerable now, and they're bigger when they're aged, but still pretty damn big. And it's not at all to scale, because that is also a champ pheasant, so it would have been good, I suppose, if I had got a normal sized pheasant and chicken in that picture, but I did not. Thanks, Ruffle. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I can tell the problem that I'm going to have streaming Wurm is actually doing any gaming at all. Because my attention is so easily drawn elsewhere. I'm not very good at actually going and doing a thing, so I've just kind of been like, just panning around here, playing with all of my settings and nattering away. And and not actually getting any gaming done. No wonder Calvert and I didn't manage to to do any meaningful decoration in the course of a 3.5 hour stream. But maybe for future ones, when I don't have testing to do, I will start with an actual plan and go and do some gaming and stuff. You never know. You never know. Maybe. Anyway, I've got hardened roosters as well, and sadly I can't breed them for anybody because chickens are the only thing that you can't bloody breed. You can breed the pheasants to make more holy pheasants. You just can't do it with the chickens, and it makes me so sad because I would love the world to be populated with chocobo-sized champion chooks. I'd like everybody to have one. I know lots of people that desperately want one, and you just got to sit waiting on holy sites, or have a friend who visits holy sites for you. Is that my initial chatter bun, or is that everybody else's? Because if you hadn't figured out, I can talk about Wurm till the cows come home, and about other exciting things. But anyway, yes. So, sorry, not sorry. You had to lower the tone, bun. We were doing so well. So well. Right. Somewhere I've got a cooldown scene. And I think I've still got audio on it so that I can say goodbye. Which reminds me, every time I see this now, I need to go back around and do a loop of all of the markets that I've got on my market list and take pretty pictures of them all, so I can do versions of these for all of the other markets. Because I thought that would be quite a nice thing to have on a cooldown. Be like, markets of Wurm, come and visit them. Pithy little quotes about them all. Anyway, thanks for coming and help me test stuff. I really do appreciate it. It helps a lot to have some live feedback. Take care, Riga. I will come and visit all the markets. I try and do a circuit semi-regularly anyway. Bye, Draka. I might actually get some imping done tomorrow. I said that yesterday, but maybe I actually will tomorrow. You never know. Take care, guys. I'll see you around.